Hey guys, welcome to my channel Glen. My name's Glenn and I like to share with you what I learn in the world of cryptocurrency as I go through it. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about how you can make money while the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are actually tanking. A lot of people out there are losing their minds because their portfolios have gone down in valuation, they've lost money left, right and center, they're wondering whether to sell or hold. So we're going to have a little look at a strategy that may help you during these tough times to actually make some profit whilst the price of everything is crashing. But let's get right into today's video. Okay, so before we get into it, I just want to say a huge thank you as always to all the people that have been reaching out to me either via my social medias, which is Twitter, Facebook, obviously on YouTube, the comment section down below. So thank you to you guys for getting in contact. It's nice to have conversation with you guys. If you want to join the Team Glen group chat, it's in the description down below. You have to download Telegram, completely free of charge, and you can join in the conversations there. And also to all the people that have been smashing up that like button and also click and subscribe. Really do appreciate it, and welcome to the channel. So as you guys know, obviously the platform of my choice is Prime XBT. That's the platform I always use. Find it quite easy to use, quite fluent, fast. There's very little downtime. And so far they've not lost any of my money, so I can't ask for more than that. One of the main strategies that a lot of traders like to use is either shorting or longing. So if you've been around in investments for a while, you may have heard these terms. If not, we'll go over like as if this is the first time you've ever heard anything like this today, so that you get a full understanding of exactly what it is, how we can make money in both when the price of Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies are going up, but also when they're going down, which at the moment for the last few weeks, if we have a look at this descending triangle that's been going on for a while, obviously we've been in a downward spiral for quite a long time. We dipped all the way down to 28,600. That's in US dollars. And I sort of said, oh, you know, on my video the other day, we could see these levels again. We could go that low again. Obviously, that's going to be a bit of, hopefully, a resistance. Otherwise, it'll go down even further. So I believe we're working our way to sort of 28,600. So that's about where we're at now. At the moment, Bitcoin is at 30,700. That's about a $2,000 swing in price of Bitcoin. Now, if you hold, I don't know, a small amount of Bitcoin, say 0.01 or something like that, you may think, well, it doesn't really affect me that much because, you know, if Bitcoin goes down 10% and you've only got £100 invested or £1,000, you've only lost either £100 or £10. So it may not be huge news to you, but rather than just sitting there and losing money, this is the strategy that you can try and use. It does involve risk, so obviously your investment is at risk. So I'm not sitting here saying it's guaranteed, but when you trade, you're looking to trade from a position of strength. So obviously when the price of Bitcoin's going up, normally a lot of traders, they want some sort of validation. So say if it was a triangle, an ascending triangle, when it eventually breaks out, that is a sign of, right, okay, now it's going to go up. And people would put in a long trade. But you can do it the other way around. You can actually put in a short trade. So when we go over to the main page, so if we head on over to the Prime XBT margin trading platform, you can see here where it says sell or buy. So you can put in a short or a long. Now, like we say, over the last few weeks / months, we have been continuously going down. We've had up days, don't get me wrong, but the same as the opposite way around. If you made a trade on Bitcoin to go long and it starts to go down, then you could lose potentially everything. But what I would highly recommend is you put in a stop loss. So decide to make your short. It will say here, what do you want to do? What price do you want to go in? What leverage do you want? Prime XBT offer 100x leverage. I'd only do that if you were very confident or very capable as a trader. I wouldn't recommend doing that if you're a newbie into the world of trading. You could use a certain amount of leverage. I would recommend that you stick around sort of maybe 3 times, maybe at a push 5, but not 100. 100, you're setting yourself up for either very good gains or complete liquidation. So just bear that in mind. So when the markets are falling, just to recap, you can make profit from going short. Short positions is the process of selling an asset at a high price with the intent to rebuy the asset at a lower price when the price asset decreases. Essentially, short trading is selling high and buying low. So obviously the opposite way around that we always mention. An example of a short position, let's assume that you have one whole Bitcoin, which equals $10,000, let's just say, to make the maths easy. Trader opens a 1 Bitcoin short position at the price of Bitcoin at $10,000 with a leverage of 1 to 100 leverage. Allows the trader to open his position using just 0.01 of a Bitcoin of his own funds, or the equivalent value of another deposited currency. Let's assume later the price of 1 Bitcoin drops to 9,800. Trader now closes the position. The result is that the trader opened the position at 10,000 and bought them back at 9,800, leaving him with $200 of profit. The 0.01 Bitcoin that was used in this margin trader is unlocked and is available to the trader to use again. The $200 profit is instantly added to the trader's balance and can be used for trading or withdrawn. So when you're on your Prime XBT account, what you want to do is, when you feel that Bitcoin is of a higher price, and obviously that's the tricky part, is that you want to be thinking, right, okay, I think Bitcoin is due to go even further. And you can do this with any asset. It doesn't just have to be Bitcoin. But let's say you take your position out here, and that's at $31,000. You'll see that we've now dipped below that. So the next sort of resistance is the 28,600. So we've still got about $1,500 to go. Now, if you put in a trade, you can use 100 leverage if you wish to. If the price of Bitcoin does go down to that, you will make a tidy sum of profit. Now that obviously comes with its own risk, because if Bitcoin goes back up, obviously then you're losing your position, as to speak. And once it hits a certain amount, then you'll be what they call liquidated if you have no stop loss. So if you just let it ride, it will liquidate you. So I would highly recommend that you use lower leverage and make sure you have stop losses put in place, so that if the price does all of a sudden revert and you think, oh God, I didn't predict this, I got it wrong, I made the wrong call, at least you have a safety net there of not losing everything, which does happen quite regularly in the world of cryptocurrency. So I'd really, really recommend that you do your research, make sure you do a bit of trading. Trade with a fake sum of money to start off with, just to practice, just to see how it feels, get some trades in, see if you're successful. And then maybe then deposit small amounts of Bitcoin that you are willing to lose. That's a key point. Only trade what you're willing to lose. As seen from the example, short positions are better in a downtrend market, which we have been now for quite a while. And this is why I thought I'd do this video now, because we have been in this downward trend for a little while. Now, Bitcoin normally follows cycles. So I was expecting Bitcoin to go back up to 100K at some point, and I still am. But that's over a long period of time. If you're someone who wants to make profit fairly quickly and you have an appetite for higher risk than, say, the normal person, one, you shouldn't be in crypto anyway if you haven't got a high appetite for risk. Secondly, you should definitely not be using leveraging. But if you have got a high appetite for risk and you're investing money that you're willing to lose, so this is money that you don't mind if you make it or lose it, sort of thing, then this could be a really interesting time. Because if we look at the price movements of Bitcoin, it has stayed within a certain range for quite a while now. This isn't like it's been doing it for a day or two. This has been for several weeks. And if we look all the way back from, say, one of these candles here, which was the 20th of June, today being is it the 19th of July? So almost a whole month. A whole month we have been trading within this same sort of time frame. So it's same sort of price ranges. So you could easily set a stop loss and make a short trade when it goes up to sort of around the $35,000 range, down to obviously the levels we're at the minute of 30,000. Now, I think when we get to this sort of region, then we're looking at putting in our long trades in. So that's when you want to be long in it. That's my personal feeling. Don't take it as financial advice. But at the moment, we're not there yet. So we could be making money whilst that's happening. Now, obviously, in terms of converting your Bitcoin back to fiat money, you are losing money because the price is dropping. But why not make some profit with that Bitcoin while things are going down? So that means when it does go back up, you're now making money on, whatever, however much more Bitcoin you accumulated. But it's double bubble, isn't it? Double bubble. Now, if you're not too keen on trading yourself, Prime XBT do have this platform called co-vesting. Co-vesting, you can go to any one of these trading syndicates, if you like. You can see this guy here, ETHman. He is up 25,000%. So if you'd put some money in with him, he's made 25,000% profit over the last month and a half. It says here that he's been active for 45 days. So that is huge returns. He probably has a strategy of very high 100% leverage trading. He's made some good calls. You can go through and actually read their description of what their strategy is, how they manage their risk, if you like. Here you can see their win ratio. So at the moment he's at 80%, which is very high. So if you invest a little bit at a time on his trades, if they come back profitable, you can put in more, you can put in less, whatever you want. But yeah, this guy seems to be very legit. You can also view how much of the money that he's willing to invest is actually his or not. So you can actually see that as well as what he's getting from everyone else, say like you and me watching this video. We might come on this co-vesting platform and think, yeah, I'll chuck 0.1 Bitcoin at him. So he's got all in total about 15 Bitcoin, I would say. But actually 1 Bitcoin of that is actually his. So he has actually got some money to lose. That means you would expect that he's going to do the best he can, because he's the one who's going to lose out if he starts losing everyone's money. Co-vesting enables users to follow any of the available strategies listed in the global rating system. Followers select safe and profitable strategies to follow and add equity in just a few clicks. The platform lets followers follow several strategies at once to build a profit-generating portfolio of professional traders. Strategy managers trade with the power of their own equity, combined with the added equity invested by followers. How do you choose the right strategy? What's the right strategy for you watching this video? Obviously, we're in a downtrend, so we want to make some money. We want to make some profit, but you're not quite sure. You don't want to do it yourself because it's hard. It may be a bit of guesswork. You have to teach yourself trading. We may not have time for all of that. So with what you can do is pick a consistent performer. So obviously we see this ETHman here, obviously, like I say, for the last 45 days, he has performed very well. But we may want to follow someone who's been profitable for, like this Bitcoinosaurus. They've been consistently up for 266 days, or the TFR, they've been up for 227 days, or Drop the Beat. Now, obviously their percentage returns aren't as high, but no one can maintain this amount of profitability, otherwise he'd be a millionaire already, for very long. At some point, he's going to do a 100x leverage trade, I assume, and he's going to probably lose quite a huge chunk of his. But that's just my opinion. He may not. He may be like the best trader in the world, and you want to be betting on that horse, really. So go through and read each strategy of each trader, and go with the one that suits your appetite for risk. Now, me being a gambler at heart, I would have a very high tolerance of risk. So I would rather go for the big gains or zero. But then remembering the rule, only invest what you're willing to lose. So if I put in $1,000 and I think, yep, I'm willing to lose that $1,000 of Bitcoin, obviously the worst case scenario happens and I do actually lose that Bitcoin, I'm not going to lose sleep over it at night time. So just for each one of you, that may be a different sum of money. It may be $50, it may be $500, it may be $50,000. But that is how you should be picking your how much to invest, and then also what strategy you want to pick. What manager do you want to follow? You know, do you want someone who's high risk, or do you want someone who's very low risk but makes consistent gains over a long period of time? Only you can answer that. Massive gains means massive risk though, so just remember that. For anyone looking to make a lot of money very quickly, it's very tempting to rank the strategies by today's profits and simply pick the one that's performing very well right now. Why settle for 5 or 10% gains when you can have more than 100% profit in a day? In fact, choosing a strategy this way would actually be the quickest way to book a loss. High manager equity. In each strategy's dedicated page, you will find the amount of equity that the strategy manager has in the account. This shows you how much of the manager's personal funds are being put at risk by this strategy. High manager equity is also an incentive for the manager to be more careful with their trades. So like I said, you want one where they've got some skin in the game. If someone's got no into the platform themselves, they could just do 100x leverage and just get it wrong and be like, oh well. But someone who's obviously put in thousands of pounds, they're more likely to make better decisions, which obviously they should make better decisions with your money as well. High historical margin. Each strategy also has a graph that shows the amount of margin used going from 0 to 100%. Use a margin graph to help figure out how much risk the manager is taking with their trades. The higher the number, the less risky it is. Lower numbers indicate more margin being used and the higher risk of liquidation. As long as your funds are in a strategy, there is risk. Even strategies that seem consistently profitable can suddenly show massive losses. The fact is, these strategies are managed by real people, and we are all only human. Reevaluate and diversify your strategies. Securing profits regularly gives you the opportunity to reevaluate the strategies you want to follow and reinvest your capital in the most optimal way. Never get attached to a strategy or a manager. A strategy that looked amazing to you when you started may be underperforming now, while a strategy that looked terrible before could be turning a corner and doing very well. Obviously, with all of this, there is risks. So your investment is at risk all the time when you're putting it in somebody else's hands and they're making trades on that. So that is why you have to do research. Go with your gut feeling. Go with what the numbers are telling you, how much risk they take, what leverage, what they've been performing at, how long have they been performing that sort of winning streak for, if you like, and take that all into account before you make your decision. But there's two different ways there that you can make money quite simply in the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies whilst the price of Bitcoin is dropping. So I'm going to be doing some short trades very shortly because I believe that now that Bitcoin's gone down to these sort of levels of 30k, we will see 28k very soon. And a lot of YouTubers and technical analysis were calling for that weeks and weeks ago. So the fact that we're getting almost there makes me believe that we are going to go down there. It may not be today, may not be tomorrow, but at some point we're going to drop down there. And then once we hit rock bottom, then it'll be the time to put in the long trade. And then we're going to see Bitcoin just straight up. And if we catch that wave with a bit of leverage trading, then we're in the driving seat, we're laughing, we're making money every day without even really trying. So that's it from me, guys. I hope that all makes sense. If you're interested in maybe me doing a video about how to do your longs or shorts and you know, what type of leverage you should be using, comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Also, don't forget to smash this like button up. If anything you've seen here today you would like to take part in and actually get involved with, then I would highly recommend that you go down, and there is a link to Prime XBT. You can go and sign up with them and use the code BitGlen, which you should see somewhere along the bottom here, and you could get a sign up bonus when you're depositing your first lot of Bitcoin. So just remember, only invest what you're willing to lose. You can lose all your investment quite quickly with too high leverage trading. So try and keep it, to start off with, keep it very low, keep it very minimal. And once you find your feet and you feel more confident, then maybe that's the time to go all in. Some of you may not listen to any of that advice. Go all in, 100% leveraged, 100 times leveraged trading. And if you manage to find the bottom and you put in that trade at that time, and Bitcoin goes on a big run, then you make huge money. If it goes the other way and it starts to drop and we're heading back down to sort of like 10K level, from where we're at now, if you put in 100x leverage trade and put in a short, you're going to make loads of money as well. But this is very high risk. So I can't reiterate that enough. But there's not many markets that allow normal people like you and me to actually make profit whilst the price of Sank is dropping. You look at the housing market, you look at gold, you have to be accredited investors to invest in those things and to use a bit of leverage trading. I mean, you know, you need to be properly qualified. But here we can use leverage trading with cryptocurrency completely free of charge, very easily as well, and you can do it on your iPhone. This Prime XBT I've used on my iPhone several times. You can download the app. When you sign up, use my link and also type in the name BitGlen, coupon or bonus. And yeah, you could be doing this on your phone on the go, or you could be, you know, sitting at a computer most of the day like myself and actually watch the charts and wait for big movements. You know, when Bitcoin drops dramatically, that's normally a good time to put in a long trade. When it goes up very rapidly, that's a good time to be putting in a short, and especially within these ranges at the moment. So now obviously we're at 30k. It's like a spring. It's being pressured, and eventually when you let it go, it's going to go one way or the other. That's what I think's happening right now, and I'd be very interested to see where Bitcoin does go. If it does drop to the downside quite dramatically, that will probably indicate to a lot of people that we are now in a bear cycle, which means that we're going to see continuous drop-in. So it may seem like, well, Bitcoin's dropped quite a bit, so there's no point putting in a short trade. But we did see Bitcoin last time go from $20,000 all the way down to $3,000, which is like I can't work that math out, but it's about an 85% drop. We haven't had that sort of number yet. So we could see, if we take the top of 60k and we drop at 85%, you're talking about Bitcoin being around, off the top of my head, $10,000. Whereas at the minute we're at 30,000. So there's still plenty of room, I believe, to go one way or the other. This is a really interesting time. I hope you make some money. If you do, comment down below or join me over on Telegram under the name Team BitGlen. And you can also follow me on Twitter, which is BitGlen as well. The link should be somewhere along this bottom bar. Don't forget to smash that like button and also click subscribe if you're new to this channel. See you later, guys. Bye.